Welcome to the heart of Moldova, Chișinău, a city filled with green spaces, fascinating history, friendly people, and a rhythm that's both relaxed and full of surprises. Today, we're going to explore everything you need to know about visiting Chișinău in Moldova. Where to go, what to see, what to expect, and why you'll fall in love with this hidden gem of Eastern Europe. As we begin, let's situate ourselves. Chișinău is the capital and largest city of Moldova, located almost in the center of the country. If you look at the map, Moldova itself is squeezed between Romania to the west and Ukraine to the north, east, and south. Chișinău lies about 150 kilometers from the Black Sea, although it's an inland city surrounded by vineyards, rolling hills, and forests. Chișinău is a mid-sized city with a population of about 660,000 people. Including the metropolitan area, it rises to roughly 800,000. That makes it not huge by European standards, but large enough to have a vibrant culture, great restaurants, parks, shopping areas, and nightlife. The economy of Chișinău, and of Moldova in general, is primarily based on agriculture, wine production, IT services, and increasingly, tourism. Moldova is known for producing some of the world's finest wines, and viticulture is deeply rooted in the local culture and economy. In recent years, the tech sector has started to boom too, with a number of startups calling Chișinău home. The languages spoken here are Romanian, sometimes referred to locally as Moldovan, which is the official language, but you'll also hear a lot of Russian, especially among older generations. English is becoming more common in the service industries, especially in hotels, hostels, and restaurants. If you know a few words in Romanian or Russian, the locals will really appreciate it. Moldova has a temperate continental climate. Summers are hot and dry, with temperatures often reaching 30 to 35 degrees Celsius in July and August. Winters are cold, with temperatures often dropping below zero and occasional snowfall. Spring and autumn are very pleasant, with mild weather and fewer tourists, making them some of the best times to visit. In fact, the best months to travel to Chișinău are May, June, September, and early October. The weather is sunny but not oppressive, the landscapes are lush, and the wine festivals in autumn are a real treat. Now, let's dive into our Chișinău and Moldova adventure. I'll take you through a list of the best places to visit. You can follow them on the map, and I'll number them to make it easier for you to plan your trip. Number 1. Ștefan cel Mare Central Park. This is the green heart of the city. Established in 1818, it's the oldest park in Moldova. Known locally as the Park of Lovers, it's full of huge old trees, shady paths, fountains, and cozy benches. At its center, you'll find a statue of Stephen the Great, Moldova's national hero. It's the perfect place to relax, people watch, and soak up the atmosphere. Number 2. Cathedral Park and the Nativity Cathedral. Right next to Ștefan cel Mare Park, you'll find the beautiful Cathedral Park, dominated by the Nativity Cathedral. Built in the early 19th century, it's a classic example of neoclassical architecture. Inside, the cathedral is richly decorated with Orthodox Christian icons. Just in front of it stands the Triumphal Arch, also called the Holy Gates, another important symbol of the city. Number 3. National Museum of History of Moldova. This museum is a must-visit for understanding Moldova's complex and fascinating history. From ancient times through the Soviet period and into independence, the exhibits are laid out thoughtfully. There's even a full-scale replica of Stephen the Great's sword. Plus, the museum's courtyard features a real Soviet tank and a fragment of the Berlin Wall. Number 4. Valea Morilor Park. If you want to escape the city buzz for a bit, head to Valea Morilor Park. It's one of the largest green spaces in Chișinău, centered around a large artificial lake. You can rent paddle boats in the summer, stroll around the tree-lined pathways, or just relax on the grass. Number 5. Craiova Winery. No visit to Moldova is complete without diving into its wine culture. Located just 15 kilometers north of Chișinău, Craiova is one of the most famous wineries in the world. It's not just a winery, it's an underground city of wine, with over 120 kilometers of labyrinthine tunnels. Tours take you through ancient wine cellars and end, of course, with a tasting. Number 6. Milești Mici Winery. Speaking of wine, Milsti Mici is a Guinness World Record holder for the largest wine cellar in the world. Over 200 kilometers of underground galleries house millions of bottles. You literally need a car to drive through some parts of the tunnels. Their vintage wines, stored since the 1960s, are a real treasure. Number 7. National Museum of Ethnography and Natural History. This is the oldest museum in Moldova, dating back to 1889. It's housed in a beautiful Oriental-style building and combines exhibits about Moldovan folk traditions with fascinating displays about the country's flora, fauna, and geology. Number 8. Riscani Park. If you want to see where the locals go, Riscani Park, located in the northern part of Chișinău, is perfect. It's a less touristy park where you can see everyday life in the city, families out on walks, friends playing chess, or people practicing traditional dances. Number 9. Dendrarium Park. For nature lovers, Dendrarium Park offers 80 hectares of landscape gardens, rare plants, and peaceful lakes. It's a favorite for picnics, photo shoots, and lazy Sunday strolls. Number 10. Pushkin House Museum. Alexander Pushkin, the famous Russian poet, spent 3 years in exile in Chișinău between 1820 and 1823. His house has been turned into a small museum where you can see original manuscripts, furniture, and personal items. Now that we've explored Chișinău, let's step a little further out to see what the surrounding regions have to offer. Number 11. Orhaiul Vechi. Located about 50 kilometers north of Chișinău, Orhaiul Vechi is a stunning archaeological and historical complex. Here, you can explore ancient cave monasteries carved into cliffs, medieval fortresses, and traditional Moldovan villages. The view over the Rout River Valley is absolutely breathtaking. Number 12. Tipova Monastery. Further to the north, along the Dniester River, Tipova Monastery is another marvel, a monastic complex carved directly into the rock face. It's an adventurous site, requiring a bit of hiking, but it's worth every step. Number 13. Soroca Fortress. Heading northeast, Soroca Fortress is one of Moldova's iconic historical sites. Built in the 15th century by Stephen the Great, it was a key defensive outpost against invaders. The fortress sits right on the Dniester River, and from its ramparts, you get spectacular views of both Moldova and neighboring Ukraine. Number 14. Transnistria. For the more adventurous traveler, a visit to the breakaway region of Transnistria offers a unique glimpse into a Soviet-style state that doesn't officially exist. Tiraspol, the capital, feels like a time capsule from the USSR, with Lenin statues, vintage military vehicles, and fascinating markets. Number 15. Saharna Monastery and Saharna Waterfalls. Near Tipova, Saharna is a serene pilgrimage site surrounded by forest and waterfalls. Legend says the Virgin Mary's footprint was left on a rock here, making it a sacred place for Moldovans. Now, where should you stay while you're visiting Chișinău? The city offers a variety of options to fit every budget. In the city center, you'll find upscale hotels like the Radisson Blu Leogrand Hotel, the Elegant Birds Design Hotel, and Noble Luxury Boutique Hotel. For travelers looking for mid-range options, Hotel Jolly Elan and City Park Hotel offer great value and locations. Budget travelers will appreciate hostels like Amazing Ionica Hostel and Tapak Hostel, both well-reviewed and centrally located. If you want something even more personal, there are plenty of Airbnb options throughout the city, including charming apartments near Stefan Cel Mare Boulevard and cozy lofts near Valea Moralor Park. Let's talk a little about transportation. Chișinău is a very walkable city, especially the central parts, but you can also easily use trolleybuses, minibuses called rutieras, or taxis. Trolleybus tickets cost about 6 Moldovan lei, or roughly 30 cents. Taxi apps like Yandex Go or iTaxi work perfectly, and rides within the city rarely cost more than 4 or 5 euros. Safety-wise, Chișinău is generally very safe for travelers. Normal precautions apply. Keep an eye on your belongings in crowded areas, avoid poorly lit areas at night, and always agree on taxi prices if you're not using an app. Now, imagine this. It's September. The vines are heavy with grapes. The air smells of ripe fruit and fresh grass. Chișinău is buzzing with wine festivals, harvest celebrations, and open-air concerts. This is the perfect time to visit Moldova if you want to experience its heart and soul. Autumn also brings Ziua Națională a Vinului, National Wine Day, celebrated across Moldova and centered in Chișinău. For 2 days, you can sample wines from hundreds of producers, dance to traditional music, and taste local dishes like placinta, savory pastries, mamaliga, a type of polenta, and sarmale, stuffed cabbage rolls. Finally, one last tip. Moldovans are warm, hospitable, and proud of their traditions. Don't be surprised if you're invited for a homemade glass of wine or a traditional meal. Say yes. It's one of the best ways to experience the real Moldova. This journey through Chișinău and Moldova is just the beginning. Every street corner hides a story, every vineyard holds a secret, and every monastery whispers a piece of ancient legend. Moldova isn't just a destination, it's an experience, one that will stay in your heart long after you leave. When the sun sets over Chișinău, the city transforms. The parks that were full of strolling couples and families give way to streets pulsing with energy, music, and laughter. Moldova's capital might seem laid back by day, but by night, Chișinău wakes up and shows you a completely different side, lively, fun, and full of surprises. Walking down Ștefan cel Mare Boulevard in the evening, you'll notice the cafes and bars beginning to fill up. Terraces spill onto the sidewalks, fairy lights are strung across trees, and musicians often set up small concerts in squares and street corners. Whether you're looking for a classy cocktail lounge, a pumping nightclub, a cozy pub, or just a place to chill with a glass of wine and a cheese board, Chișinău has something for you. The nightlife here is diverse and welcoming. If you want to dance until sunrise, you should check out places like Cactus or Barber. Cactus is a classic of Chișinău nightlife, with great DJs spinning house, techno, and pop hits. The atmosphere is young and energetic. Barber, on the other hand, mixes stylish interiors with a great dance floor, and often invites international DJs. Both places really heat up after midnight, so don't arrive too early. For something more upscale, you can visit Zaxi Rooftop, located on the top floor of the Radisson Blu Hotel. Here, you'll sip expertly crafted cocktails with a panoramic view of the city's lights glittering all around you. The music is trendy, the crowd is fashionable, and it's one of the top spots for a more refined night out. If you're more into pubs and casual bars, Chișinău won't disappoint. Taproom is a favorite for craft beer lovers. They have a rotating selection of local and international brews on tap. Also popular is Beer Pub Draft, a cozy place where locals gather over plates of fried cheese sticks and mugs of dark, malty beer for live music. Check out Club 7. It's a versatile venue. Sometimes it's a dance club, other times a place for live rock bands or indie singers. It's raw, it's real, and it captures the spirit of Chișinău's artistic youth. The bar prices are good, the crowd is mixed, and you'll often find open mic nights happening there. Chișinău also has an underground electronic music scene. Hidden parties pop up in warehouses, basements, and secret locations around the city. They're not always easy to find unless you're connected with the local scene, but if you do manage to get an invite, you're in for an unforgettable night. Moldovans know how to party, and once you're welcomed into their world, you're treated like a friend. Another cool thing about the nightlife in Chișinău is the number of hookah lounges and chill bars. Places like Barber, Pega's Terrace and Restaurant, and Mezzo are popular for a more relaxed evening. Here, you can order a cocktail, pick a hookah flavor, and just enjoy hours of conversation. Moldovans value good company and long talks over drinks. Nightlife here isn't always about getting wild. Sometimes it's about truly connecting. A lot of Chișinău's best nightlife spots are clustered around the city center, especially near Ștefan cel Mare Boulevard, Pushkin Street, and around Cathedral Park. This makes bar hopping really easy. You can literally walk from one spot to another within 5 or 10 minutes. Safety at night is pretty good, too. Like in any city, keep an eye on your belongings and avoid unlicensed taxis. But overall, Chișinău feels safe and the atmosphere is generally friendly and relaxed. Now, let's dive into something just as exciting: the traditional food and drink culture of Moldova. Food in Moldova is a celebration of the land. It's rich, hearty, fresh, and deeply connected to the seasons. Moldova's position between Romania, Ukraine, and Russia means its cuisine is a flavorful mix of Balkan, Slavic, and Turkish influences, but with a character all its own. One of the first things you'll notice is the incredible abundance of fresh vegetables, fruits, and herbs. Moldovan markets are bursting with tomatoes that actually taste like tomatoes, crisp cucumbers, sweet plums, juicy peaches, fragrant dill, and earthy garlic. This agricultural richness is reflected in the local dishes. Let's start with one of Moldova's most iconic foods, mamaliga. Mamaliga is a traditional cornmeal porridge, similar to Italian polenta. It's usually served with salty cheese, sour cream, and sometimes stewed meats or fried eggs. Moldovans eat it with a wooden spoon, and it's considered a symbol of national pride. It's hearty, simple, and incredibly satisfying. Another must-try is sarmale. These are cabbage rolls stuffed with a mixture of minced pork, rice, and spices, simmered in a rich tomato sauce. They're often served during holidays and family gatherings, but you can find them in many restaurants year-round. Each household has its own twist on the recipe. Some make tiny, delicate rolls, while others go for big, hearty ones. Placinta is another traditional food you absolutely must taste. Placinta are savory or sweet pastries made with thin dough and a variety of fillings. Savory versions are filled with cheese, potatoes, cabbage, or meat, while sweet versions might have cherries, apples, or pumpkin. You'll find placinta everywhere, in bakeries, cafes, or even sold by street vendors. They're perfect for a quick snack or a light meal. A signature Moldovan soup you have to try is zima. Zima is a clear chicken broth flavored with homemade noodles, vegetables, and lots of fresh herbs, especially lovage. It's the ultimate comfort food and a beloved dish in Moldovan homes. For meat lovers, midate or mici are a must. These are small, skinless sausages made from a mix of beef, pork, and lamb, seasoned with garlic and spices, and grilled over an open flame. Served with mustard, bread, and beer, they're a favorite at picnics, festivals, and street fairs. Fish dishes are also common, especially in villages along the Dniester and Prut rivers. Fried carp, marinated pike, or spicy fish stews make frequent appearances on Moldovan menus. When it comes to side dishes, expect lots of pickled vegetables. Pickles, marinated peppers, pickled green tomatoes, and sauerkraut often accompany meals. Preserving vegetables for winter is a centuries-old tradition in Moldova. And now, let's talk about desserts. Moldovan sweets are simple but delicious. You'll find cakes layered with cream and jam, honey-drenched pastries, and kozanak, a rich, sweet bread filled with nuts, cocoa, or raisins, traditionally baked for Easter and Christmas. Of course, no conversation about Moldovan food would be complete without mentioning the country's legendary wines. Moldova has one of the oldest wine traditions in the world, going back more than 5,000 years. The conditions here, fertile soil, rolling hills, and a mild climate, are perfect for vineyards. There are 4 main wine regions in Moldova: Cadru, Valul Traian, Stefan Voda, and Balti. Each produces distinct styles of wine. Moldovan wines are known for their richness, depth, and variety. You'll find excellent reds like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and local varieties like Rara Niagara. The whites are just as impressive, with crisp Rieslings, floral Fetiosca Alba, and refreshing blends. Moldova also produces some fascinating sparkling wines and dessert wines. The Cricova sparkling wines, made in underground limestone cellars, are especially famous. Fun fact: Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, once got lost for hours in Cricova's wine tunnels after a tasting session. Besides wine, Moldova has some traditional alcoholic beverages that are worth trying. Divan is Moldova's version of brandy, aged for years in oak barrels and known for its smoothness. The most famous brands are Cuvint, Calarossi, and Bardar. A glass of good divan after dinner is considered the height of Moldovan hospitality. Another traditional drink is rachi or tuica, strong fruit brandies made from plums, apricots, or grapes. They're often homemade and served during celebrations or to welcome guests. Be warned, This is powerful stuff. And for non-alcoholic options, try kompot, a sweet drink made by boiling fruits with sugar, or kvass, a lightly fermented drink made from rye bread, popular in the summer. When you visit Moldova, you'll quickly realize that food and drink are more than just nourishment, they're part of the country's soul. Meals are slow, social affairs, filled with laughter, conversation, and lots of toasts. Moldovans love making toasts, to health, to friendship, to love, to dreams, and each one is delivered with warmth and sincerity. Eating and drinking here isn't just about filling your stomach. It's about sharing stories, building connections, and celebrating life's small joys. Whether you're sitting in a high-end restaurant or a rustic village home, you'll experience the same spirit of generosity and hospitality. And there you have it, Chișinău by night, and Moldova on a plate. From the lively beats of its clubs to the clinking glasses of wine in family kitchens, Moldova offers an authentic, heartfelt experience that you'll carry with you long after you leave. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more incredible places, food, and cultures with me, please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more video. See you next time.